Hold on.
Hold on. Okay.
Oh yeah, we're gonna keep this shit, motherfucker.
Can you hear me
No,
now?
I can hear you now. Yeah, no, what I was saying is, no, that's the whole thing. That goes down into, like you said, what we were just saying of getting shit clear, because
Yeah, you gotta have communication.
no, yeah. That's why I
Upfront.
say there's nothing wrong with that, because that becomes a thing. Yeah, you may be, like, for example, you gotta understand the woman you're dating or the man you're dating. So you may be dating a woman who, yeah, she's looking for a date, but at the same time she has to feed her kids. That may be part of the solution. As the man, you're supposed to be saying to yourself, am I willing to fill that blank? Now, you could be the aggressive man and be on some bullshit and telling this girl off rip, I ain't paying for shit, and then that becomes rude, but then some women accept that. But you have to go into, you know what I'm saying, it's about what you're willing to deal with. So when I meet women and they got kids, I don't hate kids, but I don't throw the attitude in the air of that I'm trying to replace their daddy. In fact, if they do have a daddy, I try to enforce the idea, because I'm a father who dealt with the system, and the system fucked up the relationship with me and my son. So I try to enforce the whole let the daddy come around, let the daddy pick the baby up. Yeah, don't be mad at him. Don't tell her to call. I done had girls, like, I just met them, we fucked like 2 or 3 times, and they instantly got their kid calling me daddy. Don't do that. She has a daddy. I know how disrespectful that is to a man to have their kid call someone else daddy. Don't do that. I'm wizard, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm wizard.
Everybody be wanting their kids to have a father.
But at the same time, that don't mean I have to be an asshole to your kid. I would still, I'll buy you something to eat. I, look out for you. I'll give you knowledge. But I don't have to be your daddy. I can just be another cool guy in your life. So that's the whole problem with it. Now,
And then these dudes gotta understand. You dating a girl, you meet a girl, you like her. It's no point to not uplift and provide for the woman you're dealing with.
It's not.
Whether she got kids or not. I don't understand where men don't take care of the women in their life. I don't get that. Like, if I fall out today and be paralyzed and can't move,
okay,
all 3 of my sons are going to take care of me.
Okay, that's
you
awesome.
Understand? Because I raised them
everybody
to
don't have that
take
blessing.
care of the women in their life.
Everybody don't got that blessing. I know women with 7, 6 sons, and I see them cutting the grass, and I be like, "Oh no, you got 7 sons in this house. Why are you cutting the grass?" I see women with sons and brothers surrounding them, and it's like, "Yeah, I need your help to I need your help to shovel the snow. You got a whole son in the house. Oh, well, he only 15. He only big enough to shovel the snow. Get his ass out there. He a baby though. I hate that." What type of man are you? What type of man are you creating? What type of guy are you contributing to society?
That can't do shit.
Why are you?
That's gonna run away from responsibility.
Right.
Don't know how to hold it up.
Right. What are you contributing to society? You know what I'm saying? You got these as the woman. Even if it's your son, if it's your sister, if it's your, I'm sorry. If it's your son, if it's your father, if it's your brother, if it's your cousin, as a woman in his life. As you know what I'm saying, because we work off each other. That's another thing why I was going back into. That's another thing why I was going back into what I said, what I was saying before, that a lot of people have been so fucked up. This is like the beginning before we start recording, but a lot of people are so fucked up in our society that they don't know intimacy. Intimacy automatically in their head means sexual activity, and you can be intimate with somebody without being sexual activity. But as a man, as a man and a woman, we're designed to work off each other, and we don't always have to fuck at the end of the day. So just because you looked out for me and I looked out for you, does that mean I owe you some dick? And does that mean you owe me some pussy?
No.
It just means we work together because we bond. So with that being said, you got to be the woman to pump that guy up. If it's your son, hey bro, do this, cut some grass. Hey bro,
I got friends.
If it's your cousin, but if you out here like, oh, he's 15, he can't. Oh, he's that's stupid. And
paid my rent, bought me furniture, have helped me take care of my daughter, and I've never slept with them. We've never been in no relationship. We were just friends. And when I needed them, I could call.
And it's not about.
Right.
It's not about.
I only deal with men who take care of the women in their life.
Right, but it's not just that.
Because I had the opposite before.
Yeah, it's not just that,
and that
too.
shit didn't serve no purpose.
No purpose. It's not just that, too. It kind of shows, right, like you said, a reflection of how the women in your life, if you create, and that's the problem, too, we have a lot of women creating bombs and not even knowing it because they was used to bombs. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, so when you got...
point I wanted to tell you
go
before
ahead.
I forget.
Go ahead, don't forget. I'm sorry.
With my 3 sons, I always told them, if you have a child that you don't feed, I'm not going to feed you. On Thanksgiving, you will not be at my table. I'm not going to condone foolishness and crazy.
You see?
If you go out in the world, you make 15 kids with 15 different women.
I should see.
On Thanksgiving, nigga, you better have a turkey for each one of them households. And you better start your bed.
I better see 15 plates that you bought. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was just about to say that when you said that.
Well, listen, they will all be welcome at the house. Just behave yourself. Don't bring no drama. But if they can't act right, you better have a turkey, some dressing, and all the trimming. You better be consistently providing for your children. If you got 15, you need 12 jobs. You better be cutting grass, cutting hair, selling that. You better do whatever you got to do to feed your children. You have to take care of your children. You have to make sure the environment.
And on top of that,
baby mama and the lights is off.
And on top, right?
She ain't got no water.
And on top of that, yeah, right. And on top of that, with that being said, because it's not about being a good man, it's about being a good person because your kids are your future. Your kids are an extension of you. So it's like it's about being good to yourself. So it's about,
let my son be living at my house and comfortable and warm, and he got some kids cross town and their lights is off. And
No, you got to go deeper with that thought. You got to say you wouldn't treat yourself. You wouldn't let yourself be. You see what I'm saying? Like. You wouldn't let yourself be at your mama house when you know you owe your rent at your house and you got to pay a light bill. You would pay your light bill. Your kids are extension of you. So if you're not willing to sleep, you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, with my son, thank God how the system had it set up. He never was in a situation like that. I always paid child support. The household he stayed in, the bills were always paid. So he never was in a situation like that. So it's kind of, everything I did was kind of by design to make sure he was taken care of. Because I went through a lot. I went through a lot. But if I even have word, if I ever, I was always in the position that if I ever got word, if somebody called me right now and say, hey, your son is and they got the lights cut off or your son homeless, I'm in a position to rescue him because that's me. I wouldn't let myself be homeless. So I'm not about to let my son out here be homeless. Unless it's by choice and he disappeared and I can't find him. But I'm not going to have the word, somebody come to me and say, hey, your son is homeless. Your son need this. Unless he choose not to, you know what I'm saying? I'm in a position that if he called me right now and say, Daddy, my phone bill need to be paid. Daddy, I could do it. Because that's me. I wouldn't let my phone be cut off. So, I'm going to cut your phone off. Everything in my pocket is in your pocket. So, whatever you need right now, you know what I'm saying? That's how I feel like people should treat, fathers and mothers should treat their kids. But a lot of people don't see it like that. Like I tell my friend, she got daughters. She got nothing but daughters. And she like to call them bitches. And I say, don't say that. I told her, I had this conversation with her. She said, but sometimes, Wizard, you don't understand. They just I said, no, but you understand. You are the first. As a mother, you are the first thing. You are their first symbol of love. So if their first symbol of love is called them a bitch, it's not going to be a bitch. You need to hold the standard of them that bitch is not to be called. You treat me like a queen. You see what I'm saying? And then I found out, I started realizing from being around her more, and she admitted it too, well, my mama called me a bitch. So this is the cycle that being started. I said, you should break that standard because now, since y'all introduced it to these kids so early, now when somebody called them a bitch in public, it's no big deal. In which you should have these young women out here be super offended. Like when I talk to young women, I call them by, I say, like, if I met your daughter, I would call her Miss Sanders, a little Miss Sanders, a little Miss. I wouldn't be like, hey, bitch, because I don't want her to get used to that. She shouldn't get comfortable with that word. She should be used to a standard that when she steps up to somebody, you're going to address me as a woman. You ain't going to address me the first time you meet me. You're going to say, bitch, are you serious? But that's the culture now.
I got a friend.
That's the culture now that is used so much that I had to ask one time.
I got a friend that's a wild fool. And every time she comes, oh my God, this, I got to tell you, this, and that. But me and her is on that level, and I know that that's her crazy.
No, but I'm saying you grown. I'm talking about children. You're
Yes,
grown.
I'm grown.
You
Yes,
say what
that's
you
all
want to
I'm
say.
saying.
That's like if I call you one day and say, "Hey, sexy mama," oh, what you doing, fat
Right.
ass? That's me. That's two grown ups talking.
Yes.
I don't. This
That's
is
right.
how we talk.
Yes.
But as a child,
Yes.
you see,
That's
you was a child
absolutely.
before you observed the
No
world.
way.
Right now, I'm an
Yeah.
elder. I'm an
And nobody
elder.
was calling me that when I was a kid.
No, when I was a kid, I wasn't calling grown ups by their name. Like
No,
like
I
like
was
the
Miss
neighbor, like to this day,
Miss
yeah,
Johnson.
like to this day, even a lot of them passed away. My neighbors I grew up with, that were my grandparents' friends and stuff. To this day, when they passed away, my friend grandfather just passed away. He owned, I think he like now it's just my friend's grandparents, but he was like one of the last people who owned the house on that block. I still call him Mr. Starworth. I don't say
That's
I
right.
know his name was Sammy. I never say, "Hey, Sammy, Dad." No, he's still Mr. Starworth, and that's how I was raised.
Yeah.
Nowadays, these kids will
Because
call.
I had
Nowadays, these kids call you
girl I
Terrell.
used to deal with, and I remember one of her kids used to be like, "Hey, Leola."
Right.
Hey.
So if I meet you, like
Bitch, it's Miss Stafford to you. The fuck out of here.
you see when I meet you, when I talk to you, I always call you Miss Leola or Miss Puddin because I want to address you like that because I don't want you to, you are a lady. And I hold you to a high regard. So I don't want to disrespect you, but I do it to every lady. Because I feel like, this starts at home. How am I going to say I love these sisters and respect these women, and they the mother of the universe, but then I'm going to call them a bitch the first time I see one. Now, if I fuck with you like that, I may call you a bitch, yeah. I fuck with you like that, but I'm not about to meet you, and you a little, especially you a little girl, you still molding to who you going to be as a woman, and I'm about to introduce, hey, bitch, if you don't get up, and I see it, and when you hear from your mama, it's even worse because your mama defines your character. Your mama is helping curve you. So if your mama's one of the people who start off calling you a bitch or a whore or telling you or hey little nigga, you know what I'm saying? No. And then now
my youngest daughter is 11.
you see what? So you gotta take that mentality
and
out
I
of
be
there.
giving her all the 50-year-old knowledge.
You gotta put that
And she be
mentality.
looking at me sideways because I know she can't quite grasp all of it. But we was talking about because
But she'll deal with
I was
it.
trying to take her,
She'll deal
her
with it because,
brain.
like you said, it's 50-year-old knowledge. It's still here. So she'll deal.
Yes.
It ain't gonna kill her. So
Yes,
whatever
it's gonna dawn on her.
It's gonna, because that's the funny thing about it. Because we lived through it, but she's a kid. She don't know that bitch. When you turn, look at me saying bitch. I just had the whole conversation. I said bitch. But anyway, girl, when you turn 20, you're gonna look back at these lessons and say, "Oh wow."
She gonna be like my mama was
see?
like, because
You see?
we was talking about drugs the other day.
Because we all went through it.
And I told her the reason why people do drugs, if they hurting, if they happy, if they want to party, it's an all individual choice. Don't think that you will never be tempted to do drugs and you got it all sold up, because a lot of life hasn't happened to you yet. You're thinking from a child's point of view. I said, the minute you're out in the world away from me, somebody will put crack in your hand. And you got to be prepared and think about, what are you going to say to save yourself, preserve yourself, when all that type of peer pressure is in your face, and I'm not there to back you up.
You see,
I
right?
said, you have to consider these things.
Right. You see, right? And
I said, even with sex, because she's 11. Men don't understand. From the age of 11, females get offered dick 20 times a day. From the age of 11.
Listen.
So at 11.
Listen. I know. Listen. I'm not about to join to a story. I'm just saying. Listen. At the same time, but listen. I'm trying to add to that. Yeah, now as a grown man, I'm starting to hear these stories of women telling me bizarre things, and then I would ask another woman this question, and they'd be like, "Yeah, that's real." And I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like, for example, I'm gonna ask you. I'm about to ask. Listen, I'm gonna ask you this question. And I'm gonna see what you say, because I've been having. I think I want to make a documentary about this. This is so funny but scary and real at the same time. Have you ever? My friend told me this shit, and I didn't think it was real. And so far it's real. Have you ever had to have a fight with a guy about unzipping your pants? She said, "Now listen. Listen. That sound weird, but she said, like every woman. She said every woman in the world has fought with a guy about unbuckling her pants. I mean, like to the point of he's trying to take your belt off and you trying to put it back on, and y'all like wrestling to the point because he wants to zip your pants and he ain't getting the drift that you're not about to go there. He's still trying to put his hand. I said, for real? And every girl I asked that, she said, yeah. Every woman had a situation where a guy laid next to him and he tried to take off the belt and you tried to put it back on, like letting him know I'm not fucking you, but he's still going forward.